It's been 30 days since Uranus suddenly appeared in our sky. At first, it looked like the moon had found a strange new companion, glowing softly beside it. But it didn't take long for astronomers and sky watchers to realize the truth. Something enormous, something catastrophic, was hurtling directly toward us. To understand how everything went wrong, we need to rewind the clock a single month, back when life still felt ordinary. For billions of years, Uranus remained far from the inner solar system, orbiting quietly at nearly 3 billion kilometers, 1.9 billion miles, from Earth. It was distant, cold, and predictable. And then, without any warning or known mechanism, it began to drift inward. Astronomers would have been the first to detect the deviation. Their early projections would suggest that humanity had around 13 years before Uranus crossed Earth's orbit. Barely enough time to consider evacuation, construct escape ships, or attempt some desperate planetary defense. It would be a sliver of hope, thin but still present. But this scenario wouldn't behave like any natural cosmic event. Planets do not simply slip out of orbit. They cannot spontaneously break free and accelerate. Yet that's exactly what Uranus did. Once it began its inward journey, it picked up speed with terrifying efficiency, racing through the solar system until it was traveling nearly 1,000 kilometers per second, 600 miles per second. At that velocity, every earlier calculation collapsed. We weren't getting 13 years. We weren't even getting 1 year. We were getting 30 days. Night after night, Uranus would swell brighter in the heavens, transforming from a faint blue speck into a blazing orb. The sky would look unreal, beautiful in a way that felt wrong, because every mesmerizing glow would be a countdown to extinction. And the signs of its arrival would begin long before the planet itself reached us. As Uranus barreled toward Earth, it would plow straight through the asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars. Its massive gravitational field would scatter asteroids in every direction, like marbles flung away from a rolling boulder. Millions of rocks would be launched from their orbits, some larger than 240 kilometers, 150 miles, wide, far bigger than the asteroid that ended the age of dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Earth would be bombarded relentlessly. Cities would vanish. Continents would burn. There would be no shelter deep enough, no bunker strong enough to escape the impacts raining from the sky. By the time Earth staggered under these hits, Uranus would appear nearly as large as the moon, but still growing every day. Its mass, more than 15 times that of Earth, would begin pulling at our planet's crust. Mega-earthquakes would rupture entire tectonic plates. Supervolcanoes would awaken in explosive chains. The planet would convulse violently as tidal forces ripped it apart from within. And then, long before Uranus physically touched Earth, the smell would arrive. Uranus's upper atmosphere is laced with hydrogen sulfide, the gas responsible for the foul stench of rotten eggs. As the ice giant's atmosphere brushed against ours, Earth would be enveloped in a suffocating wall of sulfur. One breath would make you collapse. A second breath would kill you. But the danger wouldn't end there. Uranus would bring an entourage of destruction. All 27 of its moons, some small, some the size of dwarf planets, would follow in its gravitational wake. Each one would become a world-ending projectile, slamming into Earth with enough force to melt the crust repeatedly. And finally, in a climax of heat and pressure, Uranus's immense gravity would compress what remained of Earth's atmosphere. The sudden spike in temperature would ignite the gases surrounding our world. Earth, the blue planet, the cradle of life, would erupt into a burning shell before collapsing into gravitational submission, becoming little more than a new moon orbiting Uranus. But even Uranus wouldn't leave unchanged. Scientists believe a massive collision in its distant past, with an object twice the size of Earth, knocked the planet onto its side, giving it its bizarre horizontal rotation. A collision with Earth could potentially jolt it again, shifting its tilt and altering its seasons, storms, and magnetic field. As for Earth, its story would end here. But if life ever emerged again on the charred fragments left behind, Any future beings who looked up into the sky would see Uranus looming above, vast, shimmering, and hauntingly beautiful, the same way Jupiter fills the skies of its own moons. In the distant aftermath of such a universe-shifting collision, the reshaped remnants of both planets would continue drifting through space, cooling, reforming, and settling into a new gravitational rhythm. Over eons, the debris disk birthed from their violent meeting might even gather into moons or rings, silently orbiting the hybrid world left behind. And somewhere within that cosmic aftermath, the memory of Earth would persist in motion alone,